According to research studies done today by various Latino organizations, college education for Hispanic minorities continues to decline at an alarming rate. Today, for every 100 Hispanic students entering into our school system, only 47 of those students actually graduate from high school. From those 47 that go on to college, only 8 make it to the third year and graduate with some form of college degree. From those 8, 2 will make it through graduate school, and less than 1% will obtain a doctorate. Hello, my name is Minnie Banda, and today I will be speaking on the subject of our continued decline of college education within our Hispanic community. I will also disclose 3 of the major factors that contribute to this decline, and then offer some solutions that may help alleviate, if not resolve, these vital issues. Let's begin by stating the 3 major factors. While these are inclusive of, they're not limited to. The first one being poverty, the second one being parental involvement, and the third one being educational tracking. Now, poverty being the #1 factor continues to be the strongest obstacle that keeps our Hispanic minorities from pursuing a college education. Lack of funding, whether familial or governmental source, is the biggest challenge that is met once these students reach the high school level. We find in many cases that students they center on short-term goals in which monetary needs are met instantly versus focusing on the long-term benefits of a college education. Oftentimes, the parents of these children have themselves a history of being employed in manual labor and only possess a limited amount of schooling themselves. This in turn affects their social economic status and therefore limits them in their ability to provide college funds. This only serves as a barrier for our Hispanic minorities seeking college education, and so then we see the cycle continue. The second obvious reason would be the lack of parental involvement. I can testify to that. As stated previously, many times the parents of these students also have a limited education themselves, or are classified on a lower social economic status, and therefore unable to serve as mentors for these students. Deficiency in their awareness on the invaluable significance of a college education and how to obtain the necessary means to assist in getting their children into and through college is sadly oftentimes the case. It is unfortunate that eventually the one who is deprived of their potential to advance academically is the student. The third most common factor would be what we term as educational tracking, and it is still very common in this day and age. Well, you might ask, what exactly is educational tracking? Well, educational tracking can be defined as a method of streaming students into a specific vocation in order to expedite years of college. While this tracking can certainly have its advantages by training the student and then placing them in a vocation of their choice, it can also create problems in the long run when it comes to long-term career decisions. If a student has obtained a vocation, for instance, in mechanics or even medical assisting, which can certainly provide short-term benefits, the disadvantages are that they are unable to make advanced career changes without seeking continued education. Basically, they're forced to go back to college and start college all over, if not begin at that point. Well, what can we do? We've talked about the problems from lack of college education. Let's discuss some issues. Let's discuss some methods of solutions. How do we, as a community on a whole, assist in facilitating education for our Hispanic minority ethnic group? Although there is no one solution to each and every one of these problems, there are certainly protocols we can infuse into our society that would increase public awareness among the Latino community. Tactics ranging from increased government funding for minority students to free educational and informative seminars directed at both parents and students. Then there's mass media communication via public board or internet that would reflect the importance of investing in the college education. This would no doubt prove resourceful. Stressing the importance of parental involvement by requesting some form of feedback from these parents is yet another tool that might be considered. Finally, advocating the invaluable benefits of college degrees beyond 2-year programs versus practicing the simple task of educational tracking. These, among other methods, would serve as the basis for our students to exceed in their potential and ultimately contribute to our social economic growth. Thank you.